Building the perfect baby. So many Americans using IVF to achieve their dreams of building a family, but now there's a rise of multiple Silicon Valley companies developing tech they say will allow patients to pick traits from height to gender to IQ. It's being called genetic optimization, and IVF exploding across the U.S., with the number of babies born through assisted reproductive technologies jumping 45% from 2013 to 2022. Those numbers only expected to rise as some couples are now using IVF not because they have to, but because they want to, opting to pay for additional tech that will screen their embryos for genetic traits they find favorable, with a price tag of tens of thousands of dollars. Is this a slippery slope? For more, we are joined by nationally recognized fertility physician and co-founder of Fora Fertility, Dr. Natalie Crawford. It is good to see you. Appreciate you being here. And I want to ask, pre-implantation genetic testing, PGT, it's been available for some time now, but we are seeing companies like Nucleus, like Heresight, offering additional testing for potentially tens of thousands of dollars that allows for this kind of trait selection. They say like height or IQ. Do you support this?
That's a great question. And I think we're seeing an intense focus on the trait selection, which is a piece of this. But let's back up 1 minute. This is called PGT-P. It is meant to be screening and testing for polygenetic diseases. These are things that can include trait like hair color, eye color, but also diseases that are caused by multiple different genetic factors, things like type 1 diabetes or autism that can have a significant impact on your child's life. Type 1 diabetes can even be deadly. So there's merit in the idea that if we can test for diseases that are caused by multiple genetic factors, it could be extremely useful. That being said, PGT has been around for over a decade, valid and standard when we test for aneuploidy, or the number of chromosomes that an embryo has. The idea for us as fertility physicians has always been trying to help a couple have the healthiest baby that they can. And we also have additional genetic options. One that's quite common is called PGT-M, looking for single gene diseases like cystic fibrosis, Huntington's disease, or even the BRCA gene for breast cancer. These tests are valid and accurate. Our concern right now with PGTP is that the technology is advancing before we see the validity and the scientific merit. It's really important for the consumers to know, even though companies are offering this to patients, they are using a database of adult traits and adult diseases, mostly of Eastern European ancestry, and they are applying this to embryos. And in embryos, we're only getting 5 to 8 cells. And many of these diseases can be impacted by the environment as well.
Sure. So I understand that there's some question over how valid these early results even are for these companies. There is some criticism that this could be the ultra-wealthy building designer babies, even criticism that this reeks of eugenics when it comes to the traits, the eye color, the height, the IQ. What is your response to that?
This has always been a concern, even when IVF was first started. The oldest IVF baby is only 47 years old, and there was a huge opposition to even IVF in general. And now we have had 17 million babies born in the world through IVF technology. It's always been a slippery slope with ethics when it comes to what we should do, what we can do, and what's best for a patient. This isn't something that my clinic offers. I don't know a practicing fertility physician who is offering this. It is something that is being promoted and is getting a lot of attention because it is concerning and there are ethical lines. But we also have to be careful not to throw out the merit in the entire technology just because of this one angle. So this is something that I don't think. Obviously, everybody does not need this, but we can't discredit the technology completely, but we have to acknowledge the limitations and, of course, the concerns.
I hear it, and it's such a complex topic. I wish we had more time, but I really appreciate it. Dr. Natalie Crawford, thank you.
Thank you, Natasha.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.